Have you reached the final incarnation? 7 signs that will surprise you. Have you ever felt like you've already experienced all of this? As if you're following a script you know by heart, just waiting for the curtain to fall? A deep calling resonates within you, a vibration that announces the arrival of something extraordinary beyond what the mind can comprehend. What if I weren't alone? What if this perception, this familiarity with infinity, were the sign that a 1,000-year journey is coming to an end, closing a cycle of existences destined to be fulfilled? Religions and philosophies speak of an eternal cycle of births and deaths, known as reincarnation. But what if modern physics revealed an even more extraordinary reality? What if time didn't flow linearly, but was instead an immense ocean of simultaneously existing possibilities? What if reincarnation weren't a curse, but a path of evolution with a possible way out? Imagine that you are not just an individual living a single life, but an ancient soul, a time traveler, an explorer of consciousness who has lived countless lives, loves, sorrows, joys, and losses. And now, perhaps, you have reached the end of this long journey. The question is, how do you know if you're really in your last life? What are the signs? I'll tell you right now. Forget everything you thought you knew about spirituality and reincarnation. The signs I'm about to reveal to you are not what you expected. In the next few minutes, I'm going to reveal 7 powerful signs that, if you recognize them in yourself, could indicate that you are about to radically transform your existence. Not only will I explain how these signs fit into a vision of time and consciousness that will challenge all your beliefs, but they will make you question reality itself. Prepare to discover if you are an old soul ready to break free from the wheel of reincarnation. Prepare for a journey that could change your life forever. Welcome to Angelica Spirituality. Subscribe to the channel and click the notification bell to see more amazing videos. You are a stranger in this reality. Have you ever felt like a clumsy actor on a stage you didn't choose, playing a role whose lines sound like they were written in a foreign language? No matter how hard you try to fit in, to keep up with the frenetic pace of modern life, something inside you refuses to fully adhere. You see others caught in the vortex of worldly ambitions, struggling in the pursuit of money, status, and power. And all the while, they fret and get lost in the twists and turns of a game that, to their eyes, seems increasingly empty and meaningless. It's not depression or disillusionment. It's a subtle detachment, a silent awareness that whispers to you that none of this is real. It's as if you were a privileged spectator as the spectacle of life unfolds before your eyes. You're not emotionally disconnected, but you have a different perspective, an innate knowledge that allows you to see beyond, to sense the ending even before the plot reaches its climax. This anomalous sensation finds confirmation in the most daring theories of quantum physics. Imagine if consciousness weren't confined to your brain, but rather a field of energy permeating the universe, a kind of network in which we are all connected. In this scenario, your individual self would simply be a temporary avatar, an ephemeral identity with which you identify until the moment of awakening. Those who find themselves in the final stages of the reincarnation cycle are not lost souls, but brave souls who are getting ever closer to the ultimate awareness that the self is an illusion, a mental construct that keeps us all prisoners on the wheel of karma. The deeper you delve into this awareness, the more the world seems like a vivid dream, certainly at times intense and captivating, but still a dream. And in a dream, nothing really belongs to you, and you belong to nothing. Déjà vu is not just familiarity, it is awareness between timelines. How many times have you had an experience, a specific moment, with the feeling of having already lived it? Most people dismiss this as a simple trick of the brain that creates the illusion of familiarity. But what if déjà vu is something much deeper? An echo of a parallel existence, a window open to a fragment of time that doesn't belong to this reality. If what you feel is experienced as a visceral certainty of having already lived that exact moment, then something extraordinary is happening. It's not a simple memory, but a profound recognition, where your consciousness slips between the folds of time, connecting with an alternate reality. Those in the later stages of the reincarnation cycle often report intense déjà vu experiences that transcend their current life. Sudden flashes, fleeting visions of lives they've never lived in this reality, unfamiliar places, arcane knowledge they've never been taught. But according to the most revolutionary theories of physics, time is not a straight line, but a boundless ocean in which past, present, and future coexist. In this scenario, reincarnation would not be a linear process with lives following one another in a sequential order. Instead, all of your lives could be happening simultaneously, like overlapping waves in an infinite sea, with your consciousness simply switching between them. Déjà vu is not a memory, but a glitch in the simulation, a momentary connection with a version of yourself in a parallel dimension. If it happens often, it indicates a growing awareness of the multidimensional nature of existence. Delving into this mystery leads us to understand that time is an illusion, freeing us and preparing us to transcend karma and return to infinity. Death no longer terrifies you. The fear of death, engraved in our DNA, pushes us to protect our existence at all costs. Society bombards us all with messages that portray it as the definitive end, from which no one returns. Yet within you, something resists this narrative. You are not reckless, nor do you desire death. On the contrary, life is precious to you. But let us live with profound serenity, aware that death is a transition. This inner calm is a powerful sign that your soul is nearing the end of the reincarnation cycle. You have danced with death so many times in countless lifetimes that its veil of mystery has dissolved. The idea of ceasing to exist doesn't seem real to you, because a part of you, deep within your consciousness, remembers what lies beyond. This disinterest in death directly challenges traditional evolutionary psychology, which terrifies us with the unknown. But what if the unknown isn't so unknown after all? What if, on a subconscious level, you still retain echoes of past lives, the silent memories of deaths already experienced? Think of near-death experiences, the immeasurable peace, the feeling of coming home, the welcoming light that beckons. If all of this sounds familiar, if death seems more like a passage than a point of no return, then your consciousness may be preparing to transcend the karmic cycle. Death is a door, not the true prison, but forgetting. Reincarnation feeds on forgetting, the repetition of mistakes and suffering. But you remember. A spark ignites as you understand that life doesn't end with the body. You have seen the illusion, the matrix of experiences for evolution. You are ready to break free, to awaken from the dream. Unexplainable synchronicity. The world around you is not a random chaos, but a symphony of interconnected events where every moment has meaning. Most people dismiss coincidences as random events with no higher meaning, but you perceive life differently. For you, life is anything but random. Have you noticed that when you think intensely about something, that something materializes in your reality? When you need an answer, the answer finds you, often in unexpected ways. When you feel lost, an unmistakable sign appears, guiding you like a map hidden in the very fabric of reality. These are not coincidences. Synchronicities are one of the most compelling pieces of evidence that you are about to complete your cycle of reincarnation, because they suggest that you are no longer simply trapped in the illusion, but are actively interacting with it, manipulating it with your consciousness. Think about it for a moment. If reality responds to your thoughts, then what exactly is it? Quantum mechanics has already shown that observation influences reality. Particles behave differently when observed. This suggests that consciousness is not just a byproduct of the brain, a consequence of neuronal activity, but the very fabric of existence, the subtle web that connects everything. If so, what we call life may be nothing more than an incredibly complex interactive simulation, a cosmic game in which those nearing the end of the cycle begin to glimpse the laws that govern reality. Your thoughts create reality. Too many coincidences suggest that you are lucid in the dream of life, aware of being its creator. Seeing the illusion, being outside it, this life is not a final lesson, but the discovery that there was nothing to learn. Perhaps the cycle ends when you realize that the system is a construct to trap you. If you shape your reality with thoughts and emotions, you may have broken the boundaries of the creative system. You feel an overwhelming sense of accomplishment. Most people live with a void they desperately try to fill with more money, more success, more love, more validation. They're like hamsters on a wheel, running endlessly, convinced that the next thing will finally fulfill them. They live in a state of perpetual desire, always looking for the next conquest, but they no longer feel that need. It's not that you've lost your ambition or given up on your goals. You simply no longer feel incomplete without them. There's nothing left to prove to yourself or others. There's no longer that desperate need to chase something outside of yourself to find your peace. This is the awareness rooted deep within you that whatever you've been searching for outside has never been the real answer. Remember the countless times you thought, if only I had X, then I'd be happy? And then, once you got X, the happiness faded, leaving you searching for something else again. This is the realization that everything we seek is already within us. True peace, true joy, true fulfillment aren't found in a full bank account, a perfect relationship, or a prestigious degree. They've always been there, buried beneath layers of desires, fears, and expectations. This is one of the clearest signs that you are reaching the final stage of your incarnation. When your soul has played every possible role and experienced every extreme, there is nothing left to hold on to. Lessons learned, attachments dissolved. Spiritual texts describe it as the liberation from karma, the cycle of reincarnation fueled by attachments, desires, fears, and unfinished lessons. But when these disappear, the need to return disappears. You don't have to do or be anything else. You are already complete, whole, perfect. In this realization, you find a freedom never before known. You feel that reality is not the base layer. Have you always had the feeling that the world everyone blindly accepts is just a facade, a well-orchestrated illusion? You can feel the edges of this illusion. You can glimpse the truth behind the veil. Most people take reality at face value. The sky is blue because we see it as blue. Those objects are solid because we feel they are solid. Time moves linearly because we experience it that way. But you've always suspected something isn't right, that there's a deception. Perhaps it began when you realized that everything we see, hear, touch, taste, and smell is just our brain's way of interpreting energy. Color doesn't exist in and of itself. Our eyes only detect wavelengths of light reflected by objects, and our brains translate these into colors. Even touch isn't real. At the atomic level, two solid objects never come into direct contact. They are kept apart by electromagnetic forces. The world we live in, therefore, is only a sensory projection, a perception constructed by our brain from external stimuli. It's a representation, not reality itself. And if our perception isn't reality, then what is it? It's a question that finds increasing support in modern physics. More and more scientists are considering the possibility that the universe is a hologram, that what we experience as physical space, time, and matter is actually just encoded information, projected from a deeper, more fundamental dimension. When you question reality, you awaken. If reincarnation is a system, what happens when you realize it's unreal? The cycle is broken, the illusion fades. There's no need to reincarnate because you realize you were never really there. You could step out, transcend karma, return to the source. Are you ready? Prepare to question reality. You were never real. This is the key that opens the door to true liberation, the final truth, the most difficult to accept, but the most liberating. You are not who you think you are. The image you have of yourself, of that individual separate from the rest of the world, is an illusion, a mirage created by your own mind. Your thoughts, your emotions, your personality, your memories, none of these truly define you. They are ephemeral, changing, like waves dancing on the surface of a vast ocean. Imagine a wave rising impetuously, then crashing against the shore and disappearing. But the ocean, the immense expanse of water from which the wave was born, remains. What if reincarnation is just that? A wave that forms and dissolves, a perpetual cycle of birth and death, until, in a moment of epiphany, you realize you have never been separate from the eternal ocean. This is why ego death is considered the last step before enlightenment, the final stage of this journey. The cycle of reincarnation is not a path of improvement, an ascent toward wisdom. No, it's something deeper. It's the dissolution of the very idea that you are someone moving through time, a separate entity. The moment your consciousness pierces the veil of the illusion of self, the entire structure collapses. The need to reincarnate disappears because there is no longer an ego yearning to return, yearning for the earthly experience. Many spiritual traditions, guardians of ancient wisdom, teach that the final realization, the ultimate revelation before enlightenment, is not "I am divine," but rather "I am nothing." And herein lies the paradox, the magic. By becoming nothing, you expand to include everything. Become the ocean itself, the infinite vastness from which all waves arise and to which they all return. What happens when the cycle ends? You fade away. You merge with the universe, becoming an integral part of its cosmic fabric. You transform into something entirely new, unimaginable to the human mind. No one can say for sure because words are limited, insufficient to describe the indescribable. But if these words resonate deep within you, if some part of you has always known, in the silence of your heart, that you have never been truly real in the conventional sense, then you may be on the verge of an extraordinary discovery, an experience that transcends the limits of understanding. The moment you let go, the moment you stop desperately clinging to the illusion of self, you are free. Your soul is freed from the shackles of karma and opens to the infinite possibilities of the universe. If you've come this far, if you've absorbed this knowledge, if you feel this truth vibrating within you, write, "It has reached the depths of my heart," in the comments. This is your declaration, your affirmation that you have received the message. And now, continue your journey. Explore, investigate, go deeper. Remember, knowledge is a never-ending journey. Thank you for sharing this moment of awareness with me. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and click the notification bell to see more amazing videos. Thank you so much from Angelica Spirituality.